is going to be in an extremely hitter-friendly park. We all know the homers were the big problem of his last 2 years of struggling. Very, very sad to see Matt Harvey being the big-time Matt Harvey that we all known before. But the homers were really a big struggle. 59 innings pitching, 13 home runs he allowed already in those amount of time pitching. That is extreme. And last year, 27 homers in 155 innings pitched. But he did pitch a little better last year. But the year before as well, in 92 innings pitched, he allowed 21 homers. Now, in his best years, though, when he was 24 with the New York Mets in 2013, and 178 innings pitched, he only allowed 7 homers. So that is something that, okay, when he is on top of his game, he can be a top of the rotation piece. It has been a long time. 2015 was the last great year that he had, and then he started getting those injuries. We remember those injuries that came in. Really struggled, got really blown out by the New York Mets. The Mets didn't want him there because he was having an attitude. They had to move him. And then we all remember that big move to Cincinnati. That move really changed his career because it was something that really just surprised everybody, because we all remember as Matt Harvey being the big-time guy for the New York Mets, and then Devin Mesoraco ends up going to the Mets for Matt Harvey. So it was a big surprise. I mean, I thought he was worth more, and it was just a big thing that we could have experimented. But he does have experience pitching in the postseason. That's another big plus for Matt Harvey. I think for me, it is good regardless. You know, Scott Boras is also his agent, and really surprised that he even considered Oakland. And I think Matt Harvey, if he does end up doing well with Oakland, he could probably end up being a good candidate to re-signing with Oakland. Now, they're going to experiment him with starting. I wouldn't be surprised if they experiment him as a reliever, just because he can do well as a reliever, in my opinion. It doesn't hurt. You know, keep him in your plans and just switch him off as a reliever if he doesn't work out, and he can be a contributor in the bullpen. But Matt Harvey is an Oakland A at this moment, so we will just have to see on Saturday what he does. We will definitely talk more about that next week. But another thing that was a big surprise with Oakland, which had a very busy week so far, Jurickson Profar being told that he is going to be playing less time after promoting Corbin Joseph to second base. I mean, Corbin Joseph, let's talk a little bit about Corbin Joseph before we talk about Jurickson Profar. But Corbin, man, this guy's good. I mean, he definitely benefited a bit for hitting in a hitter-friendly type park in Las Vegas. But already he's doing big-time things with the bat in this level. Yesterday, hitting a homer against the Houston Astros. He already has 3 hits in his last 7 plate appearances, batting .429 and then batting .375, which is a small sample size. But you know, you just got to give props to where props are need to be given. You know, really was a big-time hitter this season in the AAA affiliate in Las Vegas, hitting .371 and hitting .421 in on-base percentage-wise. 13 homers, 142 hits with Vegas. Now, a lot of people can give you, this park is going to give you boost in numbers. If we look at the numbers in Vegas, there's a lot of guys that have a 300 average just because they're in Vegas, you know. But this kid is looking like he can be a steal. You know, I mean, it's a surprise contributor. Never, ever, when the season started, did I think Corbin Joseph was going to get time at second base. I thought Franklin Barreto was going to be there by then if Profar didn't work, or Jorge Mateo, or you can put Chad Pinder. But they are going all out for Corbin Joseph, who has started the last 2 games. He is being given an opportunity. The 30-year-old brother of Caleb Joseph, is given that time. So hopefully he does work out, because Profar was having a very bad season. Very, very bad season. It's probably one of the worst acquisitions that we can have. Not trying to be too negative, because, I mean, he is an ace player, and I don't want to bash on him too much. But it's just been bad. You know, I mean, no one can defend it. The defense has been horrible. The offense has been horrible. But something that you could use Profar for, because it's too late to move him already. But Profar this season has 15 homers, batting .205, with an on-base percentage of .268 and 51 ribbies. Now, the homers are something that are extremely surprising. The homers are still there. You know, last year when we acquired Profar, we did expect someone with pop to come in from second base. He has demonstrated that at least. 20 homers last year. He looks like he would probably match that this year. If he does get some more at-bats, because I don't know how much he will be reduced of playing time. But this definitely was not a surprise for me, because eventually they were going to stop playing him, you know. But everything else other than the home runs have not been coming in and doing impressive stuff, you know. I mean, in order to play in this league, you're going to have to hit, or you're going to have to be a good defender. He was neither for the Oakland Athletics this season, you know. And Profar is still young, 26 years old. We still have a couple of years, I think, with him. He's a free agent in 2021, so he has 2 more years with the Oakland Athletics if they decide to keep him. So the thing that Profar, I mean, if we were a team that would be nice enough to let him stay and demote him, the bad news is he does not have any options left for the Oakland Athletics. That is the only reason why he's on this roster. I wouldn't have been surprised if he did have an option going down and bringing up Martini, or leaving Martini up, and he would be the one down for Joseph, but he does not have any options left. Getting paid $3.6 million this year, and if you to ask me, he does not deserve any of that. But you know, you can't really hate too much on a player. It's a hard game, but for a game that is being rumored to have juice balls, giving you a boost with that, having a lot of hitter-friendly type parks, and not being able to put up the numbers when you're supposed to be a great player, it's really disappointing. I mean, the first half he hit 212, and the second half he is hitting 174. This is the interesting stat that I wanted to bring up, though. Against lefties, when he is batting, against righties, when he is batting as a lefty, he has 14 home runs, 11 doubles, and batting 177 and 282 at bats. But as a righty facing against lefties, he is hitting 304 with 6 doubles and 24 hits and 79 at bats. Maybe he is a lefty hitter. I mean, he could be specialized as that, maybe. You know, if you're going to have him on your roster, you have to experiment with something. And I know Mark Hanna is kind of getting hurt a little bit. He got hurt 2 days ago against San Francisco when he was playing in center field. And then he got some time off yesterday. Probably give him some extra time off and experiment Jurickson Profar hitting right-handed. I mean, I don't know where he would play, honestly. You can try him in the outfield. He's also a versatile player, which is a good thing about him. See what he can do in the outfield. Let him hit right-handed and see what's up, you know. And this is something that, I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. You know, I know these games are very important at this time, but if you're going to have someone in your roster, you're going to have to see what is up with him, you know. I mean, you're going to keep him there, and if you don't want to lose him just for nothing and you want to keep him for the rest of the season and try to move him in the off season, you're going to have to might as well use him, because that is basically a 24-man roster, and I would rather use him than not use him, to be honest with you. But we got to see what's up, you know. But the promotion of Corbin Joseph did bring down or DFA'd Bo Taylor, which was one of my favorite players of the Oakland A's. He really was a guy that was likable. He got DFA'd so far. Let me see if anyone claimed him so far. So far, no one has claimed him. So technically, he is still with the Oakland A's. Hopefully, he can stay. I mean, a lot of people are probably looking at his stats of the major leagues, but he is way better than what his stats show him as. That is not me being biased. It's just me being honest. He is a really good catcher, and a lot of people like him, and I think that is going to be pretty good to see if he does get an opportunity with another team, because this catching situation is going to be very, very busy, especially with Murphy coming back already in his first rehab game, going hitless in 3 at-bats, but Murphy is knocking on the door. Jonah Heim is still knocking on the door, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see what's going to happen with the catching situation, especially with Garneau adding on. So this is going to be interesting. But let's see. We already know Manaea and Luzardo coming in. Manaea and Luzardo, these two have been dealing. Yesterday, Luzardo did struggle a bit, but where are they? Who is going to move from the rotation when Manaea is ready and when Luzardo is ready? Luzardo is still half and half. Maybe he's not going to get called up. Maybe he is. But Manaea is for sure getting called up soon. Manaea having one of his better games last game with the Las Vegas Aviators. And I think he's done tremendously well for rehabbing. I mean, the strikeouts have been racking up as well. So we got to see what Manaea can do. And one thing that is going to worry me, who is going to leave the rotation? Mike Fiers having a great season. Brett Anderson having a great season. You do not want to move those two. Tanner Roark, ever since coming to Oakland, has a 2.31 ERA and 11.2 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts. You're not going to move him. Homer Bailey, you let go of Kevin Morrell, quite rather good prospect of your organization, who was a speedy prospect. You moved him for this pitcher. You're definitely not going to let that go. Chris Bassett, who has 1 options left, but he has been pitching better. What can happen with Manaea, especially if Luzardo does come up still too? What is going to happen to the rotation? This rotation does have good names. That is one of the good things. It's not names that, this guy sucks. I mean, who you're going to move down first, But this rotation does have a pretty good amount of names from top to the bottom. But the problem is there's not, other than Mike Fiers, who has done well at the top of the rotation, there isn't a true ace in this rotation. Manaea, can he be that? Who knows? Luzardo, can he be that? Who knows? But definitely happy to see that these guys are contributing and still cranking in good innings for this starting rotation. Brett Anderson has been one of the biggest surprises of the season. He's still healthy, 139 innings. Now, that is the most important thing for Brett Anderson, because we all know the injuries that could happen in a season. But knock on wood, Brett Anderson has been one of the best pitchers for the Oakland Athletics and the biggest surprises, because he has been shut down, locked in, and really getting outs in the really most greatest way. Hasn't went over 100 innings pitched since 2015, and has only went 100 plus innings, it looks like, 4 times in his career, including this year. And he has pitched for 11 years. That shows you how much the injuries have affected him in his career. So you're definitely not going to move him, especially since he's giving you 100 plus innings this season. Tanner Roark, you moved a lot for him. Jameson Hanna was a great prospect and still is a good prospect, and I think he's going to be a good player for years to come. But Tanner Roark is going to be in the rotation pitcher. If he still pitches really good, who knows? He might he might be the wild card pitcher if we do make